Hello everyone and welcome back to the Caribbean. We are back in Pointe-à-Pitre, International Airport in the island of Guadeloupe. We are going to do our return flight back to Sint Maarten, Princess Juliana Airport, and we are on the VATSIM network today. We have some controllers over in Princess Juliana. I think we have got approach and tower online. No controllers at LARIZ, but that is all right. I don't see a lot of aircrafts in this area as well. But that is all right. It's going to be a short flight anyway, about 40 minutes or so. So it won't be long before we are in controlled airspace. We are Air France 842. That's going to be our call sign for today. This being a French island, of course. We've seen this nice freeway scenery in our last flight that we took from Princess Juliana to here. So yeah, we don't have GSX functionality because the scenery doesn't have nav data, but that is alright. So we're going to utilize the boarding process for the Fenix today in the Airbus A320. Alright, it's quite windy, as you can hear in the background. We are going to see how the takeoff goes. Princess Juliana, I'm not sure. We're going to have to look at the wind information when we do our brief our operational flight plan. So yeah, hopefully not as windy as here, because it's already quite challenging landing at that airport with a crosswind, but we are going to see how that goes. Right, let's hop into the cockpit and start up our aircraft. We are starting cold and dark today, and there we go. So batteries on and external power. The emergency exit lighting, no smoking can go to automatic, seatbelt sign can come on, and vlogos can go to 1, and crew oxygen supply on, ground control, and start aligning our inertial navigation system. Fuel pumps can come on as well. Systems are self-testing, and we can import our flight plan into the AFP as usual. 30 minutes to get out of here. I reckon we can do that rather quick, seeing that we don't have GSX functionality here. So mass and balance, 138 passengers today, 2070 kg of cargo, 4,920 kilos of fuel. We are going to round it up to 5,000, and we're going to load the aircraft. As you can see, we don't have GSX functionality in any case. Yep, nothing works, so we are going to do fast time then of the boarding. Tune to the PA system, see if we get anything. Boarding process is commencing, fueling is ongoing as well, and with that we can import our information into the MCDU. And while that is ongoing, let's quickly open up our operational flight plan here. Air France 842 is going to be our call sign again from LARIZ to Princess Juliana. Cost index is 11. And our cruising altitude today is going to be flight level 200 for 20,000 feet. Block fuel, we have rounded it up to 5,000 kilograms, and then in terms of the routing, we are going to take off from runway 12 via the Bimbo 2 Foxtrot departure, and then direct to Elopo, and then our arrival is going to be on the Uluba 1 arrival into Princess Juliana runway 10. Passengers today 138, as we've seen on the mass and balance page. Cargo 2,100 kilos. That gives us a payload of 13,100, and once you add 5,000 tons of fuel, 5,000 kilos of fuel, we get a takeoff weight of around 61,800 kilograms. Weather here, as we can see, the wind is 12 knots. Very windy as you head outside. Visibility is good. We have some clouds at 3,300 and 4,000 as well. It is rather hot. Temperature of 32 degrees. QNH 1016. I'll get some temporary showers here and there, but I have doubts that we are going to see that while we are here. Then for our destination, wind is 8 knots, 120 degrees. Visibility is also good. Few clouds there, 1,800. Also hot, 33 degrees. QNH 1017 that side. And I think that concludes our brief look at the weather information. Now we can import the rest of the information into the MCDU. Air France 842 is our call sign, and cost index we said is going to be 15, was it? 11. Was 11, and we are going to cruise at flight level 200. With that we can do our wind uplink as well. Okay, let's see how the boarding process is going. That is rather quiet here. Cargo is all loaded, boarding is still ongoing, and of course nothing happening in terms of the immersion sounds, but I guess that's alright. Okay, let's check on the init information. Block fuel is 5 tons, and let's quickly open up our load sheet here. Preliminary load sheet. Zero fuel weight 57.1 with the zero fuel weight center of gravity to be 29.6%, and that gives us a takeoff weight of around 61.9, which is what we have in the preliminary load sheet. So we're going to accept that for now until we get the final one, of course. Then what is our contingency fuel today? Is 0.6 tons, and our alternate is about 1.4 tons. And with that we have about 20 minutes of extra fuel on board. Okay, then in terms of the flight plan, we said that we are going to depart from runway 12 Radi Bimbo 2 Foxtrot. So departure runway 12 Bimbo 2 Foxtrot, and we have that. And then we said that our arrival is going to be on runway 10, so we're going to go RNAV 10 Uluba 1 via Elopo and insert that. Then we can have a look at it on the navigation display. So there we have it. Take off and then do a U-turn to the left hand side, and then we go direct to Nopal and then Bimbo and then Elopo, and then we're going to intercept. There's some weird route going on here, isn't there? Appears to be some overlapping waypoints here. I guess that one is Avaki, Lesor, Mapon, and Papa Juliet Mike. It appears to be some overlap because there is 2 lines over here. One ends at Mapon and the other one appears to just go around. My guess would be that one of these is supposed to be the go around track, but I'm not sure. So since we have ATC online, we'll probably get radar vectors, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Only problem is, if this is the initial route, then we might get our top of descent to be too late in the flight. Okay, let's worry about that a little bit later. For now, let's check out the departure procedure. Aircraft is loaded, but let's just quickly have a look at the departure chart. Departure, RNAV departure for runway 12 Bimbo 2 Foxtrot. It's going to be a left-hand turn, Bimbo to Foxtrot, direct to Bimbo. So this is what we have here. So goes Nopal and then Bimbo, just as we have. Where is Hadlo? There's Hadlo. So Hadlo, Nopal, and then Bimbo. bimbo. Hard low, no pull bimbo. Right. Looks good to me. Is there an initial climb? Initial climb clearance, bimbo 2 Foxtrot, is 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet. That means that the transition altitude is higher, 9,000. Performance, transition altitude 9,000. Very nice. Okay. Then, in terms of our emergency procedures, we are just going to go then to copy active, and then we are going to add a waypoint at 25 miles there, where we are going to hold before we can come back to runway 12. So that point is going to be PTP1 X-ray. We are going to put it somewhere there. It's going to be based on runway 12. That has got a runway bearing of, let's see here, 116, 25 miles. There we have it. So PTP1 X-ray, and we're going to put it here at Hadlow, and then we are going to hold it. Going to use the computer to hold there, and there we have it. Then of course after that we are going to come back here. So TFFR is going to be our new destination, and we are going to come back to runway ILS. I'm gonna go ILS Zulu or whatever, or ILS Yankee. We're not going to have a star anyway, so ILS Zulu 12, no star, and we are done with our emergency procedures. Okay, another thing we can do is just add that to the runway. So that's going to be TFFR runway 12, 116. That extends our runway center line, and we are going to then add PTP1 X-ray as our waypoint there. That should be visible. Why is it not visible? There it is. Okay. With that, we are pretty much done. Let's get the information from our final load sheet so we can update our init B information. Received messages, load sheet. Let's see now. 57.1 is still the same. Zero fuel weight, center of gravity is 29.6. That remains the same. Okay, with that we are pretty much ready to go. We can start up the APU. It's rather hot actually. We should have started the APU a long time ago, but now is as good time as any. So APU fire test first, and then we can start the APU. So APU start. And while we are here, we can start the engine fire test as well. Engine number 1 fire test. Engine number 2 fire test. All that is in order. 2000 is going to be our transponder code. Advisory frequency 122.8 is set. And with that we can do our checklist. Ground services, we have got all the doors are closed, so we can do our cockpit preparation checklist. Gear springs and covers are removed. Fuel quantities 5,000 kilograms confirmed. Seatbelt sign is on. ADRs are set to nav, and barometers, we need to check that. That was QNH 1016 if I'm not mistaken from the initial briefing. That is still 1016. That we have. Winds are still 12 knots, 120 degrees. So okay, continuing with the checklist. Parameters are set, so cockpit preparation checklist is complete. We have got the APU available. We can start the APU bleed now, and we can check the conditions. Rather warm inside of the cabins. Cockpit is even warmer, but the aircon on here works really fast, so I'm not too worried. Okay, and with that, we don't have any ATC today. We don't need to ask for our clearance, so for that next we can just do our takeoff performance calculations. We have the final load sheet, we have got the weather synced up. We can just calculate that. 144 knots for V1, 144 knots for rotation, and 146 for V2, flaps 1, flex 68 degrees. That looks good to me, but I would like to have a PEX on takeoff, please. 143, 143, 145, flex 65 degrees now. And we're going to send that to the MCDU, and we can see it here in the performance page. Okay, there is the temperatures dropping already. Very effective air conditioning system in the Airbus A320. Right, before startup checklist, parking brakes set. Takeoff speeds and thrusts calculated. 143, 143, 145, flex 65. Windows are closed. Beacon light can come on, but first we are going to switch off the external power, and then beacon on. Wing lights can come on as well, and with that we are pretty much ready to push back because the before startup checklist is complete. So we are currently at stand number 8 where we parked last time. We are going to push back with the nose facing to the left hand side. We are not going to use GSX, so we're going to have to use the pushback tool inside of our EFB today. We're going to announce ourselves on the VATSIM network, of course, so we're going to say Pointe-à-Pitre, La Raise traffic Air France 842, pushing back from stand 8 onto taxiway Romeo on the northern terminal for La Raise traffic. Okay, and with that, all the doors are closed. And with that, we can begin our pushback. We are going to call a tag. We can then start our push. So parking brakes off, and we can begin our pushback.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
Look at that. After we start moving, that's when the tag is moving as well. Interesting. We are going to push back all the way to this line here. I'm assuming that this yellow solid line is... oh, look at that. There's the tag being rendered now. I'm going to start the engines once we pass this big yellow line here. So we are going to start those now. The engines are all the way back there. So engine number 2, start. Very nice that this scenery incorporated the construction of that terminal over there, because it's supposed to be there's supposed to be a terminal building there on the southern side of the airport. This is going to be an interesting pushback using only the
safety card found
pushback tool in the EFB. I think we are going to stop that here and set the parking brake. Engine number 2 is available. We can start engine number 1 and we can ask the tag to actually disconnected already by itself. Alright, how's the pushback? Not great. Not great at all. The pushback in the fly-by-wire A320 EFB or A320X EFB is much better pushback tool that comes with an aircraft, in my opinion. Way better than this what we have here in the Fenix. If you use GSX, that's never an issue. But there will be those small cases like now where we don't have GSX functional. Okay, the engine number 1 just started as well. While we are here, we can start the weather radar, arm the spoilers, set the auto brake to max, and ignition switch can come to normal. And we can switch off the APU as well. Okay. After that checklist, anti-ice not required, ECAM status checked. Pitch trim is 0.2 down today, 0.2 down, there we have it. And radar trim is neutral, 0.0 there, so after setup checklist is complete. Set flaps 1 for takeoff today. And with that we are ready to taxi. So taxi lights on and runway 10 of lights on as well. And we can begin our taxi, but we are going to announce ourselves on the VATSIM network first. Pointe-à-Pitre LRIZ traffic, Air France 842 taxiing to holding point Foxtrot for runway 12 via Romeo and Foxtrot for Pointe-à-Pitre LRIZ traffic. Parking brakes off, and we can add a little bit of thrust because you will not get enough idle thrust to taxi this aircraft on the CFM56 engines. Okay, and there we are taxiing. This is very nice scenery for freeway, of course. Not sure how realistic it is, or how much of it, or how much of the airport has been rendered in this scenery, but it looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, there we go. Clear right side, clear left side. Okay, flight control check. Ailerons full left, full right, neutral. Elevators full down, full up, neutral. Rudder pedals full left, full right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. We are going to slow down and hold here for a little bit. We are going to switch on the switch the TCAS to TARA. See if anyone is on final. We don't see anybody. We are going to switch on the strobes. Landing lights can come on as well, and we are going to announce ourselves on the network. Pointe-à-Pitre LRIZ traffic, Air France 842 is entering runway 12 and backtracking all the way to the end for Pointe-à-Pitre LRIZ traffic. Let's do a takeoff configuration test. There we have it. That's all
Cabin
normal.
crew seats for takeoff. Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure.
Clear
for
left,
takeoff.
clear right. Cabin is secure for takeoff. We are going to want to backtrack a little bit faster here. Although I do not hear anyone in our vicinity coming to land here, so that is okay. Okay, taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, flaps set for takeoff. Radar and predictive wind shear is on and auto. Engine mode selector is set to normal. ECAM memo, takeoff no blue. Landing taxi checklist complete. We are going to do a PAX on takeoff for today. That's one thing less to worry about on takeoff. This side of the airport is all bushy, nothing to see. Hopefully there will be something to see, or rather what we saw on takeoff, but on the other side of the island. Or maybe not, because we are going to do a U-turn almost immediately after takeoff. I guess we'll see what we'll see. Okay, here we are approaching the end of the runway. Runway 12 is confirmed. Okay. Pointe-à-Pitre, LRZ traffic, Air France 842 lining up runway 12 for takeoff. Pointe-à-Pitre, LRZ traffic. Okay. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway confirmed. TCAS set to TARA PAX 1 and 2 on for takeoff today. Lineup checklist is complete. Okay, and here we are, all lined up and ready to go. Start the clocks. 50%.
French traffic, French West 41 Delta. We're just about to turn final for runway 12, 12 miles.
Okay, that's going to find us long gone. Manflex 65 SRS runway auto thrust is blue. 80 knots. Moved a little bit out of the detent there. V1 rotate. Ooh, windy. Positive rate. Gear up. Away, nice scenery. Look at that construction over there with some cranes. Pointe-à-Pitre, LRZ traffic, Air France 842 is airborne out of runway 12. LRZ traffic. So the other aircraft can now be rest assured that there is no one on the runway. Set climb thrust and pitch down and follow the flight director. Not a whole lot to see down there. On this side, the cost is quite built up compared to the other side when we came in for the landing on the previous flight. We are still hand flying, a little bit windy, so following the flight director is proving a little bit challenging, but very small margins, so no problem here whatsoever. Okay, flaps up, and we can disarm the ground spoilers as well. 5,000 feet is coming up. Let's just go all the way to flight level 200 because we don't have ATC now, and we can make our turn. Actually, let's just switch on the autopilot now. It is rather windy. You can see the aircraft struggling in the turn there, quite a bit of turbulence for the passengers at low altitude, but that is all good. We have overshot the turn even with autopilot on, so we're going to just go direct to Bimbo rather, because what's the point of going all the way to Nopo, right? We don't have ATC online, and one of the perks of flying without ATC is that you get to choose your own shortcuts. As long as you can get the track miles required to do whatever you need to do, especially on the approaches. Okay. There is all the buildings down below on the island of Guadeloupe. It's rather big. It's really big. And there's the aircraft that has announced itself while we were taking off. It's only coming in to land now. Okay. Passing 10,000 feet. Landing lights off, runway turn-off lights off, and then seatbelt sign off as well. And now we are just climbing to our cruising altitude of flight level 200 and accelerating to our climbing speed of, let's see, performance is going to be 284 knots. Okay, now we get the chance to clean up the MCDU, starting with the fixed information that we can clear the extended center line and we can clear the emergency waypoint. Secondary flight plan, we can just say copy active, and with that we are pretty much ready to go. We have passed our transition level, the altimeter set to standard. Top of descent, top of climb is coming up just before Bimbo. Wonder if we can take a straight. Wonder if we can just go direct to Lopo. Yeah, that's okay. It's still going to be a short flight anyway. It's just been 5 minutes. So all is good then. Let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy our flight. And I'll see you when it's time to brief for our arrival into Sint Maarten, Princess Juliana. Right, we are cruising at flight level 200. We just passed by the Bimbo waypoint now. Now heading direct to Elopo, 67 miles out. The top of descent is showing very far, close to the airport, and my guess is that's because of all of that confusion in the routing close to the airport. I don't actually believe that if we do the top of descent here, we are going to make it to the airport. We are just going to be way too high. So what we are going to do is we are going to want to start our descent earlier and possibly be flight level, say 10,000, yeah, 10,000 feet, not 10,000 feet, flight level 100, I think. Is it going to be a flight level 050? So flight level 100 by Elopo. Generally, I think that's going to be much better. So we're going to insert that into our vertical revision here, flight level 100. By Elopo, we're going to insert that, and that will bring our top of descent a lot closer. So maybe 120. I think that should be alright. And I think now is the time to brief for arrival. We said we have the Uluba 1 arrival into Juliana. So let's see, arrival Uluba 1 is the only one actually, and the arrival is going to be RR10. So let's have a look at that. Uluba 1 comes through Elopo, 2600, tracking 305 after that, but I'm hoping that after Elopo we are going to get some radar vectors, but according to our flight plan here in the MCDU, that's going to go Elopo and then do that intercept, and then we go Uluba and then Avaki. Uluba is here and then Avaki is over there. So let's see. So go Elopo. We don't have Uluba anyway. We are going to Umana instead. And then Avaki. So what about if you use Umana instead? Umana instead of Uluba. How does that look? So we go, instead of the intercept, going all the way to the intercept, we go Umana, and then after Umana we can go to Avaki. Umana, so we're going to insert that and then remove the Uluba waypoint. So we then go Papa Juliet Mike is also not going to be interesting for us. If we go Umana, we can go to Avaki direct. So if we remove this intercept now and insert that, there is some intercept. Don't see what this intercept is. Can we remove it? So from Elopo we go Umana and insert that. For me, that does it. And if we put in Umana as the initial approach fix, 2600. Umana 2600. insert that, and then Lopo, we remove the altitude constraint. What do we get as our top of descent now? Very good, just before Lopo. That I can do. That I can absolutely do. So Lopo, Umana at 2600, and then Avaki, Lesor, Mapon. So Avaki, Lesor, Mapon. And that's good. So Umana, let's see here, Elopo. That should be alright. I think that should be all good. Okay, so our target is going to be 2600. Is there any other specific instructions on here? Because Elopo doesn't have an altitude constraints. And Uluba doesn't have any altitude constraint here either. If we go on the RF10, no altitude constraint, only at Umana, which is the initial approach fix, that doesn't also really have an altitude constraint. It just says at 2600. Over to Avaki, which is also an initial approach fix. That should be alright, I guess. We are going to get radar vectors in any case. So 2600, we are going to set that. It's going to be our target, and we have got Juliana approach online on 128.950. 128.950. And with that, we can check the ATIS information already, so we can also start filling in our arrival performance page. View ATIS. While that is retrieving, we go to performance and come on there. This is Juliana information Bravo, main landing runway 10, transition level 65, flight level 065. Winds are 130 degrees, 8 knots, visibility 10 km, few clouds at 1800, temperature 33, QNH 1017. Advance you have information Bravo 1017, temperature 33, and wind is 13008. 08. Oh, there we go. So long past our top of descent, but going to use the speed brake to catch up, no problem. Okay, and with that we are going to look for the baro minimums information from our chart. Minimum 700 feet. And with that, approach speed 135 knots on config full landing. Okay, we are going to be pinged by ATC any moment now. That will be Juliana approach. Once they do, we are going to check in with them. Let's see now how is our arrival going to be. Refresh meta, apply that landing weight set according to operational flight plan that we have estimated to be 60.3 60.3 tons. so we are going to need auto brake medium today. Okay, that's all good. Not going to need this anymore. We have caught up with the profile. And we are passing over El Lopo now. Alright, let's see. Since it's going to be an RNAV approach, we are going to need an extended center line. But first, I'm going to insert this in the progress page. We are 38 miles out. Hello, Paul, fix info T NCM runway 10. We are going to want to extend it. The runway heading on the other side is, let's see, ground airport. It's going to be 276 degrees. And with that, we have got the runway center line extended. QNH is 1017. Going to pre-select that. And follow the profile all the way down. Okay, that's 10,000 feet. We can switch on the landing lights and seatbelt sign as well. And we are decelerating 250 knots. We can use the speed brake to assist the aircraft to reach 250 knots quicker. Okay, that's 250 knots. Retract the speed brake. We are going to reach 2600 by Umana. What we are going to do though is that all of these are saying plus 2600, but of course if we do that, then we don't have a proper fix where the aircraft can target to be at 2600. So we are going to wait until we are somewhere around 5000 feet or so, and then we are going to change this to plus 2600 and see what the aircraft does. Okay, the cabin is already ready.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
For landing, okay. We have a message from Air France. We are not delayed. That is fine with us. There is the island of Sint Maarten. The airport is somewhere in there. I don't know where it is. Somewhere on the beach. We can't see it from here because there is also a little bit of haze. But we are going to be making a right-hand turn very soon to begin our arrival into Juliana. Tower is on 118.7. 118.7. Okay, we're almost there, so we go flight. Umana is going to be plus 2600. Insert that, and there we have got the approach on the we can hit approach on the RNAV. We have the LDEV and the VDEV showing up now, and we have approach mode activated. So approach checklist. Approach checklist. Parameters are set QNH 1017. Seatbelt sign is on. Minimums are set. 700. Auto brake is low. We had calculated that. Not low, but medium actually. And then engine mode selector is going to remain in a normal position. Okay, so that's the approach checklist complete. Let's just check again. Refresh the meter. No change. There is a change. Winds are a bit less now, 60.7 actually, 60.7. Medium auto brake. If we go low, not enough. Medium auto brake 60.7. We are going to go flaps 1 now. And with that, we can contact tower. 118.7. Do we have any update to the ATIS information? It's still Bravo, right? Yes, it's information Bravo. Juliana Tower, hello, Air France 842 with you on the RNAV for runway 10. We have information Bravo.
Air France 842, hello, continue approach.
Continue approach, Air France 842.
Spirit Wings 101, after departure turn right heading 180, wind
Okay,
22,
there we are
direction
on the
120
RNAV
degrees at 8
now,
knots, runway 10,
following the VDEV as well.
Heading
We're going to go flaps 2 now.
10, Spirit Wings 10.
And there we have it. There is Sint Maarten. I think we are going to need a little bit of auto brake there. Maybe half of it. Okay.
Air France 842, expect late landing clearance.
Expect late landing clearance, Air France 842. No problem. Okay, I think now it's time to bring the gear down. We do have a headwind as well as a crosswind, 3 knot crosswind on the arrival. Flaps 3.
1000.
Air France 842, runway 10, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 10, Air France 842. Okay, flaps full, and we are coming up on Mapon, so we need to disconnect the autopilot now and follow the puppies.
100 above.
You can see them barely, 2 red, 2 white.
Minimum.
Continue.
$500. $400.
Still 2 red, 2 white. 3 white now. Correcting that.
$300.
Okay, corrected to red to white.
200. 100.
Spirit Wings, 101, advisory, 122,
Thanks for your control.
Retard.
Have a very pleasant afternoon, bye bye.
Okay, I'll take that.
Spirit Wings 101, take it.
Spirit Wings
Full
101,
reverses.
monitor advisory, 122, decimate, bye-bye.
We need a call from Spirit Wings 101, good day.
60 knots. We are going to keep it rolling because we are going to turn around here.
France 842, welcome to Juliana, backtrack runway 10 and vacate via Charlie to stand Alpha 3.
Backtrack runway 10 and vacate via Charlie to stand Alpha 3, Air France 842. Thank you. Alright, there's the aircraft on the other side waiting to take off. We can begin the didn't actually switch on the rest of the nose wheel lights here, but this is daytime. Start the APU. Vacate via Charlie. We are going to switch off the weather radar here, and we can stop the clock as well. Charlie is the way all the way to the end. All the way to the end. This is Delta. It is rather hot here, so we're going to retract the flaps up to 1. This is Charlie, so we're going to vacate here to stand Alpha 3, which is next to that aircraft over there. We have got these airport vehicles that have no regard for aircrafts.
American 772.
Okay, after landing checklist, radar and predictive wind shear off. After landing checklist complete. That is stand Alpha 3 there.
American 772, tower.
Left is clear, right is clear. Strobe lights can come off as well. And we can switch off the landing lights. Stand Alpha 3. The other American Airlines aircraft is off the frequency. And they are lined up on the runway for takeoff. So other people can't use the runway as long as they are there. Stand Alpha 3. Menzies Aviation is going to be our ground handler today. We are going to park absolutely skew, most likely, or not. Okay, parking brake is set, APU is available, and we can start the APU bleed. and we can switch off the engines. So engine number 2 and engine number 1 off. Welcome back to Sint Maarten Princess Juliana Airport. We have GSX available here, so fuel pumps off. Let's check that we have the chocks in place. We do. So parking brake is off, and with that, beacon light off, wing light off, seatbelt sign off as well. Okay, deboarding is not automatically requested, so we're going to request it. And I think we are going to want to, okay, the door is opened. The cargo doors, I think we are going to have to open them ourselves, and we're going to request for a GPU as well.
Passengers deboarding starting.
And then we can do the parking checklist. Parking brakes, we have chocks, engines are off, wing light is off, fuel pumps are off, parking checklist is complete. So now we can just read our arrival message from Air France. And there we have it. 36 minutes of flight time today. Very nice and short flight indeed. Okay, a little bit challenging on the approach there. Bit of a firm landing, think about 400 feet per minute or so. But I will take that any day at an airport like this. So yeah, can't wait to do another flight in the Caribbean. Let's quickly hop outside and have a look at the deboarding process. And as usual, typical VATSIM fashion, new aircraft spawned at our gate. Airbus A320neo doesn't check that we are parked at the gate, and yeah, it's fine. Quite a bummer, but what can you do, right? Not unless they step outside and check to see that the stand is already occupied. Anyway, TCAS can come back to standby. This we can change to 1200 as well. Put it on standby too. And yeah, let's see. The deboarding is not synchronized with our EFB, as it turns out. Ever since the Fenix released the other two aircraft in the A320 family, the A319 and the A321, the integration with GSX seems to be broken. No matter what you do following the instructions, it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But it's fine. Once the GSX is done, we can just reset everything, and we can just pretend that the aircraft is emptied in normal fashion. Okay, we've already had a look at the scenery in our last flight, so not a whole lot of stuff to see. So we are good. Why is this aircraft parked more forward than us? No idea. Anyway, I'm going to end the flight here, so I hope you enjoyed that nice short flight back to Princess Juliana, and I will see you in the next one.